point of view.
Okay, earlier on, the third member of our team, Tim Thompson, had a chance to chat with Coughlin head coach John Quinn.
Coach John Quinn. Coach, how important is tonight's game to you in the league and in the district play?
Well, obviously, if we win tonight and Valley West loses, we could force a tie for the second half. So we still have a mathematical chance. I wouldn't really bet on it because of, I think Valley West is going to really take care of business tonight. They haven't had a championship since 1970 of any type at Wyoming Valley West. So they're pretty hungry, I'd imagine. As far as the playoffs go, tonight's game is either going to determine 6th or 7th place. Nothing else than that. Williamsport's definitely number 1 unless they lose another game. And right now, unless something changes, either Delaware Valley or Abington Heights will be 2. Wyoming Valley West, if they win, assuming they win the league, will be 3. The loser of Delaware Valley Abington Heights will be 4. West Scranton Westside will be 5, and then the winner of tonight's Coughlin Hazelton game will be 6th. The loser will be 7th, and North Pocono more than likely will be 8th unless something happens to change. North Pocono got beat last night, so I think there's only one game separating them from Honesdale. But other than that, the winner of tonight's game will more than likely play Wyoming Valley West. The loser of tonight's game will probably play Abington. That would be my guess, unless something changes.
All right, now, coming into Hazelton, this has turned into quite a dogfight between you and Hazelton year after year. What do you think you're going to have to do tonight to beat this Hazelton team?
Well, it's like any other time. You get in a big game, and you have to play defense, you have to rebound, and you have to get the hustle points. You have to get second shots, you have to get deflections, you have to get steals, you have to get the anticipation things. And because some nights kids are going to be on, some nights they're not going to be on. We started the other night, we spotted Valley West. We were down 9-0. We missed 5 1-foot shots, and we dug ourselves a hole. And then we came back, but it was tough. It's tough climbing a mountain, and we have a lot of respect for Bruce. And I know some people have been critical up here, and I don't understand why. He's starting 2 sophomores and 2 juniors, and they've been in every game. And Bruce and I talked when they first walked in tonight. Either one of us could be the spoiler in District 2. And hopefully we meet each other down the road in District 2. We'd both still be alive, but I wouldn't count Hazelton out of anything in the District 2 playoffs.
Well, good luck to you tonight, Coach. Back to you, Marty and Joe.
Thanks a lot, Tim. And Joe, when we talk about Hazelton Area High School, when the school was first established, one of the big rivalries was their games against Bishop Auburn. But in the last 4 or 5 years, the big rivalry has been Hazelton Area Coughlin.
A lot of the faithful, when Hazelton left the East Penn League, thought, where are these rivalries going to go? But you're right, those early years with Hoban, I can remember doing a radio broadcast at St. Joe's with 3,000 screaming fans in triple overtime against Hoban. But in the last 4 or 5 years, it's been Quinney. And the fans here really give him a hard time when he comes into the McGeehan Gymnasium. This is true blue rivalry, and you throw the records out because there's a lot of intensity here.
Okay, earlier on, Tim Thompson had a chance to chat with Coach Quinn's opponent tonight, Hazelton Area head coach Bruce Leib.
With me, Hazelton Area head coach Bruce Leib. Coach, when the season started out, you had some young players. You set your goals for your team. What are the positive things that's happened this season for you?
Well, we made the playoffs. That's one, Tim. One of our goals was to make the district playoffs with the young team. We did that. We lost some tough ball games, as you know, with a very tough preseason schedule, but we'd like to go over 500 and play 500 ball. Tonight would be a nice win. That would put us there definitely no matter what happens in the playoffs.
All right, this has been quite a rivalry between you and Coughlin the last couple of years. It's going to be a tough ball game. What are your plans tonight? What's your game plan to beat Coughlin?
Well, they have 2 of the top scorers in the league in Roman McLaughlin and Scott Napcori, and if you allow those guys to get open shots and control the boards, they're a very good rebounding team overall. So hold those guys in check, or at least make the effort, real good effort there, and try to rebound with them. They're the 2 keys, because they all rebound well.
Well, good luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
Back to you, Marty and Joe.
Thanks a lot, Tim. And the rivalry between Coughlin and Hazelton Area High School will continue right here on WYLN. We'll have starting lineups right after these words.
The Greater Hazelton Health Alliance, teaming up to bring greater health care to Greater Hazelton. Local hospitals joining forces with the latest technology and qualified physicians and staff ready to serve you. With up-to-date surgical suites, outpatient centers, and the latest in healthcare technology. The Greater Hazelton Health Alliance, Hazelton General Hospital and Hazelton St. Joseph Medical Center. Greater health care for Greater Hazelton.
Electric. Yeah.
Penn State Hazelton, a great place to grow, providing research opportunities, advanced technology, and a quality education with a personal touch. Get involved with student life and meet new people. Call Penn State Hazelton today at 450-3000 or 1-800-279-8495.
The Del Bar professionals with over 40 years experience accept the challenge to create what you specifically need. Our engineering and design departments blend their talents and experience to meet the challenges which are presented by new applications from industry. Our team not only builds, they create using the latest technology, and our craftsmen know the importance of detail to maintain the quality of our work. We are proud to serve the Hazelton area and the greater Northeast.
Everyone has freedom of choice in our great land, and so many choose Warner's Central Garage. People from all walks of life are bringing their auto repairs to TAHS.
Your clutches, your axles. Bring us your cooling systems, your water pumps, your thermostats. Bring us your electrical, your drivability, your emissions. Bring us your engines, your head gaskets, your oil leaks. Bring us your body repair and automotive refinishing.
Warner's Central Garage, second to none.
We are back, and you are looking live at Huey McGeehan Gymnasium at Hazelton Area High School, where tonight it is senior night, last home game for the senior players and cheerleaders, and we are seeing the cheerleaders and mascot on the court, and now gifts are being given out to the senior cheerleaders, and always a special night at any high school.
It is, and most high schools now do have them. I go back 15, 20 years when I was coaching. You didn't have this, for every school. This is a nice touch. The parents, of course, very supportive of the programs, and it's good to give them recognition here on the final home game for these seniors. So the JV cheerleaders and the parents presented gifts. The basketball players were out earlier, but they're now back in the locker room. Once this ceremony is over, they're going to give the teams 15 minutes to warm up, and we'll be ready to go with tip-off in about 15 minutes.
So that means we've got plenty of time to talk, and we had mentioned in the first segment the rivalry between Coughlin and Hazelton area, and I think the rivalry that had really hit its peak in, I believe it was 1995 when Hazelton area and Coughlin met 4 times that season.
4 times.
Hazelton area winning 3 out of 4 games, but if they would have played a best of 7, I'm not sure that Hazelton area would have came out victorious. It was the games were that close.
And the 4th game was at Wilkes University. It was in the district semifinal, and Coughlin's leading scorer was benched that day by Coach Quinn for disciplinary action. Cougars did go on to win rather easily. I don't know if the score would have made a difference or not, but that was a big game, and it pushed Hazelton area into the interdistricts that year. And of course, the Cougars, and you heard Coach Quinn say a little bit, some of the faithful fans a little discouraged the fact that they're coming into the ballgame tonight 11-11. But if there's a tougher schedule in the eastern part of the United States, I'd like to see it. They've played the best of the Quad A schools. And as Coach Quinn mentioned, too, they are playing 2 sophomores in Live and Brian and the 2 juniors. So the future looks bright for these teams, and the 9th grade team coached by Ron Can will probably, I guess they played today against Coughlin, win their league, and the 8th grade team up at Heights Terrace, they're 20-1, so future bodes well for Coach Live here and playing the young kids, and Coughlin they've been tough as long as I can remember. John Quinn is a real character in this game, which this game does need every once in a while. You need the character to lighten things up once in a while, and he is the character, but he always produces a hard, aggressive, physical basketball team, and they're coming on the floor right now. This is going to be a war. I expect it to be a, knock them down, drag them out type thing, and a lot of aggressiveness under the basket.
And the thing that makes it such a rivalry, a lot of these players, whether they were freshmen or sophomores or even in 8th or 7th grade, remember some of those big battles early on back in 94, 95, the key matchups between Coughlin and Hazleton area. And this is, even though on paper this game doesn't mean much, it only means one place in seeding, either 6th or 7th for each team. It may not mean much on paper, but there's a lot of pride involved.
Yeah, you're right. Good point, Marty, that programs are built by rivalry. A lot of these kids who are going to play tonight were probably in the stands, as you said, when you couldn't get in this place 4 or 5 years ago when it was Coughlin and Hazleton going for the playoffs. And that's what incites you. You want to be out here in the future. How many times you shoot in the backyard saying, I'm going to be at the McGeehan Gymnasium on the line against Coughlin. The rivalry does produce and help the program grow. And I'm sure some of these young men, as you said, we're here watching some of the Chris Longs and the Abdullahs and the D'Agostinos of that era.
And the point I want to make is that when you have a rivalry, the crowd, both sides, you get a nice turnout from both sides, no matter where you play, whether it's your home game or away game, or if it is a playoff game, a neutral site game, both teams get a great crowd support, and that just adds to the atmosphere of the rivalry.
You're right, and I'm sure the people from Coughlin don't mind coming down 81. This gymnasium is a very fine place to watch a basketball game. I mean, this is state-of-the-art. It seats 3,300. That's 3,300 skinny folk, but you can pack this place, and a lot of parking, and it's just a very nice facility. And even the opposing team, they enjoy coming in here because this is class. For years, coaching at West Hazleton, you wanted to get to Martz Hall. That was the goal, for not only for the league, but you wanted to get there at the end of the season. And I think because this gymnasium is used now in district play and post-district play, this is a heck of a place to play with the big crowd, as you said, and just the atmosphere of the McGeehan League, whether you're playing Hazleton area or whatever. It's a great place for basketball.
And when you have some of those playoff games, I remember when I was talking about the 4 games that were played in 94, one game was played at Kings, one game was played at Wilkes, and when you get onto a college court, it just gives you a different feel. And I remember when I played at Bishop Hayfie, and one of our assistants was Ron Can, we went, when I was a junior, we went to the Geigo Complex in Reading, and it's just a big thrill for the kids, and you always strive for that, and that's almost like icing on the cake when you make playoffs and you get to play at these different gymnasiums.
It is. I worked under Josh Grabelny and his young son Jay, a freshman who played the other night up in Tunkhannock because of the injury to Chris Live and did very well. He always looked at it that way. This was gravy. You go, you play, you have a good time, you probably stop and eat on the way home or going to or something. It's a reward for the kids for putting in 11 months of hard work. You heard Coach Live in his interview say this was one of their goals, to make the playoffs. Yeah, they're 11-11. They would love to finish 500 or better, but just the fact they made the playoffs is a step in the right directions because of the young kids that you have playing it. And again, you were part of it. You know what it was like, as you said, going to Reading and playing the Geigo Complex. This is something special for the kids, and it's a reward. And it's goal one. I'm sure he would have liked to win some more games, but he was in every ball game. I can't recall him the Cougars getting blown out at all this season. And same thing with Coughlin. They're rewarded too. They're going to go to playoffs. It might only be down the street to Wilkes or Kings, but as you said, it's a college gymnasium with that atmosphere of media. We got media just walked in here from one of the TV stations besides WYLN. You've got live broadcasts with the radio. You got 2 or 3 newspapers here. This is playoff atmosphere right here, and it's exciting for the kids and senior parents. So it's a festive night here at the McGeehan Gymnasium. Beautiful night outside, but come on down. It's going to be a great ball game.
And one of the big reasons that Hazleton area started off so slowly in league play is the very fact that they did start slowly. A lot of those games, they struggled coming out of the gate, and then they'd battle back, and then they'd have nothing left at the end. And that was one of the big reasons, and you can even ask Coach Live that, and he'll confirm it.
Remember, we did the Berwick game down at Berwick because of the floor problem here, and that's the same thing. They came out in the first quarter, they couldn't even draw iron.
and dig themselves a hole. As you said, a great point. They just run out of gas maybe at the end, and but my memory's failing me since 50 years old, but I can't ever remember them this year, despite the fact that 500 getting blown out. Yes, their style of play helps them stay in the ball game, but they're there. They're usually there at the end. We did the Pittston game last Friday night. They could have very easily won the game, even though they didn't win or didn't lead in the whole ball game. They were there at the end with the possibility of pulling it out, and unfortunately, the ball didn't bounce their way. But great experience. Again, the schedule is murderous that they play, starting with the Hepburn Horsham tournament, and that has to bode well for these underclassmen.
And with under 8 minutes left on the game clock in warm-ups, not very many people out at the concession stand, and that just tells you how big a game this is. The fans don't even want to leave for warm-ups.
You don't want to lose your seat.
You don't want to lose your seat. This is probably one of the biggest crowds. Probably the biggest crowd was Hazleton area's home matchup earlier in the second half against Wyoming Valley West that they lost in a heartbreaker. This crowd probably isn't as big, but it matches up in one of the biggest crowds, and it just adds to the excitement of the game and helps spur the kids on.
Yeah, we don't get the smell of pizza yet. Either they ran out or maybe it just isn't cooked yet, but maybe when that smell of pizza hits the gymnasium, that's how we used to judge the good gyms, was by the pizza. Cardinal Brennan had the best pizza in the world. And of course, the old zoo, Hazleton St. Joe's, had excellent pizza as well, and as they do here. But surprised, impressed, I guess is the word. An awful lot of students here tonight. One of the gripes about high school sports now is that it's mostly adult fans, but looking around the place, an awful lot of recognizable students who walk the halls here during the day, and that's a good sign that the kids are starting to support the program. And the future looks bright.
And it's always... You always can judge how well a team is doing when you get students that'll travel and follow you. It's easy to come to your home school and watch the team play, but when you actually get the students out there that'll actually travel, say in Coughlin's case, the half hour from Wilkes-Barre to Hazleton to see the Crusaders take on the Cougars, that's a testament to how good your basketball program is.
And you're right, and it's also good to get out of the house and not be a couch potato playing the video game or watching the tube. This is exciting. This is, the high school years, they're never going to get them back. It's great camaraderie that builds school spirit. I was talking with Barry J.S. before when the Cougars' first year of existence, where they went to the finals at Hershey, and that couldn't have come at a better time as far. It was the first year of the high school, and it built such a school spirit and enthusiasm that you can't dent now because it's there. It was implanted that first year. And athletics, a lot of people condemn them, but they're a vital part of the high school program. Football season kicks everything off. And at Hayfie, when you have the winning season in football, it just carries over into the academics, into the school itself. And speaking of Hayfie right across the street, you talk about young. All their programs are young, and look for a bright future from Hayfie, both in football and boys and girls basketball in the future. And it's great because it gets people out of the house, it gets them into the environment, and gets people excited, young kids excited. And maybe there's a kid sitting behind us here in 5th or 6th grade who maybe will get turned on by basketball here tonight. And what better thing than to get excited and to get involved in a thing called basketball.
Okay, we're just about set for tip-off. We'll have more from Hazleton Area High School in the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium, Coughlin, Hazleton area, right after this.
Bookman's Auto Center, we go the extra mile. Napa parts, all the leading name brand tires, tire balancing, state-of-the-art front-end alignment, all major and minor auto repairs, engine rebuilding, state inspections. Bookman's, your convenient auto service center. Check out these specials.
Wheel alignment starting at $28.95. Shocks starting at $59.95. Struts $149.95. Flush and fill $34.95.
Bookman's Auto Center, we go the extra mile.
Are you confused by all the reports on vitamins and nutritional supplements? How do you know what's right for you? What if you're taking prescription drugs? Find out at the Wellness Store, Johnson's Pharmacy. At the Wellness Store, Johnson's Pharmacy, you'll get all the information and nutritional products you want and need. After all, who better to consult than your trusted pharmacist for what's right for you and your family? The Wellness Store, Johnson's Pharmacy.
Back here, you are looking live as the Coughlin Crusaders get ready for their matchup against the Hazelton area Cougars, and there's a look at the coaches, John Quinn and Bruce Live. When you talk about a rivalry, sometimes they think that the coaches don't get along, but in most cases they do, and the case can be made right there. Coach Quinn and Coach Live getting along very well.
Mutual respect, I think it is, Marty, and they're both such tremendous competitors. Neither one can stand to lose. They would prefer every year to go 24-0, but intense rivalry. But again, mutual respect, I think, that for what they both, Coach Quinn in his interview before the game made it a point to, say, these people here in Hazelton, they have nothing to complain about with the Cougars this year and their history. But John Quinn's been at Coughlin a long time. I said, I coached back in the late 70s and 80s, and he was there then because West Hazelton, we played Coughlin every year in an exhibition game. And it was a heck of a terrible place to play, Coughlin Gymnasium. But he's been around a long time. He used to do public address for Coughlin football, and a real character in the press box.
And you mentioned in the last segment you expected a physical game, and if you look on both teams on paper, one of the big keys may be Jeff Mills for Coughlin, 6'7" senior center. And he's going to be going against, for the most part, Donald Patrick, 6'4", but I don't think Donald has as much bulk. Maybe could we possibly see a lot of Bill Jamison tonight, the senior?
I guess it depends on the flow. Donald Patrick has made tremendous progress during the season. If you saw him early in the season, he's an all-state football player. He really is a tremendous asset to the program here. Well, obviously his number one sport is football, and he's come a long way. He's got the quicks inside, which might be an advantage against Mills inside. But again, Bill Jamison, the offensive tackle, on his way to Bucknell, you may see him go in there and become a little bit physical. I know I repeat myself a lot, but I still think that one of the keys to this Cougar team is to get Jonathan Veet inside. He's only 6'1", but he's quick. He knows how to play the post, and from what I've seen so far, no one's been able to handle Jonathan Veet inside.
And I know in a recent edition of Round Ball Digest, Coach Live made that point exactly. He says it's a shame that Jonathan Veet isn't 6'4" or 6'5", and he'd be unstoppable.
You're right.
He said he's a very good player at 6'1", but he just wishes that Jonathan would have been 6'4" or 6'5", and skies would have been the limit for Jonathan Veet. And we are just about set for the tip. We're going to have the national anthem and the starting lineups as we are getting set. And there's a look at the Hazelton area Cougar cheerleaders getting ready for tonight's Wyoming Valley Conference second half finale between Coughlin and the Hazelton area. We will have the starting lineups coming up right after this.
Here at Classic Floor Covering, we carry a complete array of decorating products. We have carpeting, residential carpeting, commercial carpeting. What we'd like you to do is come in. We'll give you a little booklet here, 7 things you should know before you buy a carpeting. We carry window treatments, vertical blinds, mini blinds, pleated shades, wall coverings by the major manufacturers. Just about anything you need to decorate your home, we have here at Classic Floor Covering.
That has been our national anthem. We are just about set. The starting lineups will be announced to the fans here live at the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium at Hazelton Area High School as the Cougars play host to the Coughlin Crusaders in both teams' 1998-99 regular season basketball finale. And we are going to get a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game.
Not only have we seen basketball talent, Marty, how about some of these young people singing the national anthem? If that doesn't get you excited, there's something wrong.
They all do a very nice job, and we've been blessed with some very fine renditions. Coughlin starting lineup is now being introduced as Michael Lucchino, number 3, Marvin Jama, number 23, Jeff Mills, number 34. Being introduced. Roman McLaughlin, number 11, and Scott Napcori, number 24. And when I talked to John Quinn beforehand, he said Scott was the question mark. Last couple days suffered from a very high fever, wasn't sure. He said it was going to be game time. He said he was probably going to go in the locker room and talk to Scott, and that'll be one key tonight. Scott Napcori, the leading scorer for Coughlin with 17.3 points per game. We'll see how his conditioning is near the end of the game.
A lot of that stuff going around. Absenteeism extremely high in all schools. And I'm sure he doesn't want to miss his last senior regular game.
Bobby Broyan and Chris Leib being introduced, and Chris Leib will be another player to watch on a bad ankle. Missed the game last week against Tunkhannock. A great job by Jake Grabelny, but we'll see how Chris Leib's ankle holds up here.
And they did hold Grabelny out of the second half of the JV game, I'm sure, for that reason, Marty, to make sure that he's not too tired to play.
And the usual starting lineup for head coach Bruce Leib. His forwards are Jason Krause and Jonathan Veet, with Donald Patrick in the middle, and Chris Leib and Bobby Broyan are his guards. And we are just about set for the tip here in the 1998-99 high school basketball regular season finale right here on WYLN. We thank you for joining us. Joined, as always, on the stats by the Councilman Jim Shappert. For Tim Thompson, Joe Clark, I'm Marty Burns, welcoming you to the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium live here at Hazelton Area High School. The officials for tonight's game with the basketball, Mr. Bruce Weinstock and Mr. Tom Kosen, and we are just about set. There's a look at Hazelton Area head coach Bruce Leib, trying to go over 500 overall, and there's a look at head coach John Quinn, and quickly disregards of the sport coat.
These officials, Marty, probably the two best in the Wyoming Valley Conference.
Jeff Mills controls the tap to Jama, and Michael Lucchino will bring it up. Another sophomore guard, started by Coughlin head coach John Quinn.
Matchup zone for the Cougars.
McLaughlin on the wing. Bring it over, looks for Napcori. Lucchino finds Napcori inside the Mills. Ball escapes him, and it's corralled by Patrick.
Good team defense for the Cougars that time.
Leib to Krause in the corner to Jonathan Veet. Dribbles in the lane, finds Broyan. His three. In and out, no good. Battle for the rebound is off Hazelton Area. It'll be Coughlin basketball. We're 45 seconds in, no score. Both teams have had a possession.
And Jeff Mills is a big boy.
Lucchino will take the point again. McLaughlin finds Jama. Looks inside for Napcori. Shot is blocked by Patrick, and he gets the rebound. Finds Leib.
It's one area Donald Patrick has really been impressive this year, block shots underneath.
Broyan thought about the three, instead he'll drive. Shot up, no good. Ball is off Coughlin, and will remain Hazelton Area basketball underneath their own basket. Chris Leib will take it out. Finds Veet at the foul line. Shot off back rim, no good. Rebound Mills, gets it to Lucchino. And a travel is called by Bruce Weinstock. First turnover of the game. Excuse me, second turnover of the game.
Good defense from Broyan. Stuck his nose right there. There's the replay. Watch him stick his nose right in there. Got the walk call.
Hazleton area in their home whites going from right to left on your screen.
Coughlin in matchup zone as well.
Chris Leib rearranging the offense, getting the players the way he wants them to be. Krause flashes, finds Leib, has it knocked away. Mills corrals. Nice job by McLaughlin there.
From behind, that's real good hands defense. Tough defense, both teams. If I could only talk, both teams playing the matchup.
And before the travel on McLaughlin, a block is called on Chris Leib. So the first foul of the game, it'll be Leib's first, and the team first. And number 33, Joe Bachkowski replaces Napkori, and quickly John Quinn gets Napkori out, trying to probably give him a lot of breaks, I would think, tonight.
I would think so.
And a jump ball is called by referee Bruce Weinstock. The arrow points in Hazleton area's direction. 5:54 remaining in the first quarter. Still no score in this Wyoming Valley Conference season finale between Hazleton area and Coughlin.
Token full court pressure from the Crusaders.
Don Patrick out high, finds Broyan. Out to Krause. Krause dribbles against the zone. Patrick swings to Veet, to Leib. Leib at the top of the key. Finds Broyan. He's double teamed. To Krause.
They've gone boxing one on Broyan.
Leib to Krause. He drives baseline. Shot rolls in and out. No good. Rebounded by Jama. Coughlin on the run. McLaughlin finds Lucchino. And he has the pass stolen by Krause. Hazleton area on the run. Broyan to Patrick in the corner. Shot no good. Rebounded by Jama. Jama back to McLaughlin. He'll take a three. Off back rim. Offensive rebound. Bachkowski. He has a chance for a three-point play. The senior Joe Bachkowski.
There's a replay. Watch. There's a three-point play shot by McLaughlin. Watch the offensive rebound. Mills takes up so much room in there. There's a rebound. I don't see any foul, but they called it, and it's 3-0.
Fouls on Donald Patrick, his first.
Proves that the baskets do not have lids on.
3-0. Coughlin gets first blood. Crusaders up 3.
Boxing one again on Broyan.
Just under 4.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 3-0 Coughlin. Bobby Broyan on the wing. To Veet. His jumper. In and out. No good. Rebounded by Mills.
Is this something like the hole you talked about, Marty, in the pregame? They're digging themselves a hole here early. They being the Cougars.
McLaughlin at the top of the key. We'll bring it back out. And a timeout is called by John Quinn after some time with the basketball. He's going to take his first 20. He has 1 remaining and 3 full timeouts. And the councilman, Jim Shepard's, hands us the stat that 7 times up the court, 5 turnovers for the first 7 possessions for Coughlin before they got that 3-point basket on the last possession.
Little ragged so far. Coach Quinn not real happy with the stand-around type offense that the Crusaders showed that time. We could wind up 3-0 at the end of the quarter, the way both teams are taking their time, working for the good shot. See what the 22nd timeout did here. More of the same.
Keno to McLaughlin.
Offensive.
And an offensive foul is called by Bruce Weinstock on McLaughlin, his first. And checking in will be big 6'3" freshman for John Quinn, number 53, Michael Sklarowski.
What if the Hazleton fans appreciate Krause's defense all season long? He's been tremendous defensively.
Just one of those typical, as they call him in quotes, blue-collar player.
Yep. Doesn't care if he scores. Plays the good D rebounds. And he is the leader. There's no question about it.
And you always need players like that on successful teams. You need the players that can do the dirty work. You have enough talented players, but you need the ones that do the dirty work for you.
In this day and age, everybody wants to score the rock.
Jonathan Reed with the basketball on the wing. Will dribble across to the left to Chris Live.
Still in that boxing one on Bryan.
Inside to Veet, and a foul's going to be called on Jama. That'll be his first, and quickly 2 team fouls against Coughlin.
Joe Bukowski has drawn the assignment of Bobby Bryan. There's the foul over the back, as he did not beat Veet to the point of the ball.
Jeff Mills checks back in, placing Sklarowski, as does Scott Napkori, placing Bechkowski. Donald Patrick, shot no good. Offensive rebound, Krause, it's 3-2 Coughlin.
There he is. We just got done talking about him. He's where he's supposed to be. Puts Hazleton on the board at 2:43 of the first quarter.
Lucchino at the top of the key. Couldn't drive against Slide, but pulls back out to McLaughlin. Looks inside for Mills. Knocked away by Patrick. Nice fronting defense by Donald Patrick.
Good post defense from Patrick, denying the ball inside. Again, a little bit quicker than Mills. Was able to get around the post up.
Lucchino brings it back out.
Coach Live has to be happy with Donald Patrick. And I don't know what he expected at the beginning of the season, but the kid's giving him tremendous play inside. Coach Quinn a little upset again.
Looks the way he's trying to attack is overstack one side so they don't have enough players to guard in the matchup zone and have them try to communicate and try to find an opening opposite side. Napkori tries to go baseline, loses it. Veet with the steal. Excuse me, that was Krause. Chris Live gets it to Bryan. His three, in and out, no good. Rebounded Jama, stolen by Krause. Shot is up, 3-point play opportunity for Jason Krause.
You can see why you have the box and one on Bryan. Here's a replay. The steal, strong to the basket, and one. Jason Krause has all the points for the Cougars so far.
Gives Hazleton area their first lead. 3 substitutions. Sklarowski and Bachowski checks back in. Also checking in is number 35, Brian Hooks for Coughlin. Replacing McLaughlin, Mills, and Jama. Krause converts the 3-point play. Krause 5, Bachowski 3.
Yep. And Coach Quinn is over diagramming on his board to the 3 players he took out. Is exactly what he wants in his offense.
Definitely he's not happy with the zone offense of his Coughlin Crusaders.
I always thought you have to have movement through that matchup zone to cause some problems because you got to talk constantly on that matchup. Another foul.
Napkori, shot is up and good. This game is tied at 5. I always thought if you have a lot of movement, but if you overflow one side, create some problems in that matchup zone. Patrick in the corner. Finds a cutting Krause. Shot no good. Rebounded by Bechkowski. We're under a minute. Ball goes out of bounds off Hazleton area. Remain Coughlin basketball. 57.1 seconds remaining. And quickly Jeff Mills off the Coughlin bench. Replacing Hooks. McLaughlin also back in. He replaces Sklarowski.
Coach Quinn hoping that the quick diagram will help them get this offense off track. There's your overload again, Marty, on this one side.
Napkori in the corner. Looks inside for Bachkowski. His pass is stolen away. Hazleton area on the run. Half a minute left in the first quarter, and I think Chris Live will pull it out for a final shot.
Good team defense again from the Cougars.
Ten seconds remaining in the first quarter. Hazleton area starts their play. Kraus finds Broyan. His three off back rim. Battle for the rebound. Corralled by Mills. To McLaughlin. His shot at the end of the horn. No good. Would have counted. At the end of the first quarter, this game is tied at 5.
Hazel Drugs, 20 North Laurel Street in Hazleton, carries a complete line of natural vitamins, minerals,
and those hard-to-find nutritional supplements.
That's right. We've become the recognized leader in homeopathic and herbal remedies, utilizing our latest state-of-the-art computerized information center that instantly determines a natural remedy for your condition. Hazel Drugs.
The latest alternative health books, mail order service, and a friendly staff of qualified pharmacists.
Specifically trained in natural health care.
Hazel Drugs.
Since 1868, one of America's oldest
and most respected
drugstores.
Now is the time to secure a home equity loan from First Federal Bank. Use the money to consolidate your bills, finance that expansion, purchase a vehicle, or take that dream trip. Great rates are available with terms up to 180 months. Stop into any First Federal Bank office and secure your home equity loan today. First Federal Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
We are back here for the start of the second quarter. This game is tied at 5 between Coughlin and Hazleton area. Coughlin basketball. They'll be in their road blues as John Quinn breaks up his huddle. And he will start this second quarter, but Koski, Mills, Napcori, McLaughlin, and Lucchino. As Coughlin and their road blues go from left to right on your screen. A 5-5 tie after one quarter.
And I think at the end of the first quarter, you saw the effect of that box and one. They did double screen for Broyan, but he kind of forced the shot because he's not used to having that room to breathe tonight.
Lucchino on the wing. Finds Bichkowski to McLaughlin. Pump fake, he'll drive the lane. Shot is up and good. Coughlin regains the lead, 7-5.
Good offensive move there on the head fake to get live off his feet.
We're going to get a look at the turnovers and a big stat in Hazleton area's favor.
Unfortunately, they didn't convert to baskets. 8 turnovers, and we scored 5 points. Still in the box and one on Broyan.
Jonathan Beat, he'll take a jumper. Shot is good. This game is tied at 7.
It's one way to get you out of the box in one. If Beat starts hitting or Live starts hitting, then Coach Quinn's going to have to go straight up.
There's a shot by Napcori in the corner. He's got 4 to lead Coughlin, 9-7 Crusaders. There's a look at the rebound story.
Coughlin 8-2, that's a big rebound advantage. One reason they're in the ball game with counteracting the 8 turnovers that they had in the first quarter.
Now Coughlin showing a man-to-man. Broyan off the Patrick screen. Again gets a screen, but Bichkowski staying with Broyan very well. Veet finds himself open. This game is tied at 9.
Heating up just a tad here. Again, a good ball movement that time from the Cougars.
2 minutes into this second quarter. 4 points for each team. Almost matching the whole first quarter output for each team.
So you have 2 choices when you hit that box. That you could let the guy alone, or you can get him in the offense. One or the other. Cougars are trying to get Broyan into their offense.
As I check the scoreboard, Joe, they have Hazleton area up 10-9. Looked like Veet was on the line, but I believe they gave him a 3-point basket on that. So Hazleton area with a 10-9 lead.
Somebody has eagle eyes over there.
And a steal. Chris Live dishes to Kraus. 12-9 Hazleton area. Kraus with 7.
That's textbook perfect fast break, Marty. Stopped at the foul line, bounce pass to your man on the left.
Lucchino on the wing. to Butchkowski. Back out to Lucchino. McLaughlin looks inside to Napkori. His turnaround, no good. Battle for the rebound. It's going to be ruled Hazleton area basketball. We're going to get a look at...
He overturned the call. There's the nice pass on the fast break from Live to Beat. Tom Cosin changed his mind and made the wrong signal, that's all. Correctable error.
Coughlin basketball, Napkori on the baseline. Looks for Slarowski, who checked in for Mills.
Attribute that again to the good team defense of the Cougars.
Hazleton out there with the original starting five of Live, Veet, Patrick, Kraus, and Broyen. So far, Kraus and Veet supplying all the scoring for the Cougars. With 12 combined points, Cougars up 3.
Nice back pick from Veet.
Live drives his runner, no good. Rebounded Napkori. McLaughlin avoids the steal by Veet. McLaughlin looks to take it all the way. Shot no good. Battle for the rebound, and a jump ball is called. Arrow in Hazleton area's favor.
Is that guy Kraus again. Played good D on the fast break and was able to tie up the young freshman as he made a cardinal mistake of bringing the ball down.
Mills and Hooks check back in for Butchkowski and Slarowski. And it definitely looks like Jason Kraus has stepped up his game on senior night.
Yes, he has.
Very pumped up. Kraus with the basketball. On the wing, finds Veet. Swings to Live.
Broyen's not making it easy on the box in one. He is constant motion.
Lead on the wing to Kraus. Kraus sets a screen for Live. Gets doubled out to Kraus. He looks inside for Patrick. Out to Broyen. His three, no good. Rebounded by Veet. Offensive rebound shot, put back good. Veet with 7, the lead is 5.
Nice rebound, nice turnaround jump shot, Jonathan Veet. Again, Cougars moving the ball extremely well against the box in one defense.
Hooks on the wing, looks for Mills. Almost stolen away, but Hooks recovers to Lucchino. McLaughlin on the wing. Trying to find some space, nothing there. He'll swing to Lucchino. He'll drive and kick back out to McLaughlin. He'll pump fake. Shot is blocked by Patrick. 2-on-1 for Hazleton area. Patrick shot no good. Rebounded by Kraus. His putback shot is good. Jason Kraus with 9. Lead is 7.
Great hustle again. Patrick on a great steal. That's a tough layup under duress. But there is Kraus again where he's supposed to be. Timeout.
Timeout is taken by John Quinn. We'll see what he'll take. And it's going to be a full timeout with 2:39 left in the second quarter. The score, 16-9, Hazleton area.
All-Phase Electric Supply. Local service all across America. All-Phase Electric Supply. Servicing local contractors, industrial, commercial, and residential users for over 40 years. All-Phase Electric Supply. With the area's largest electrical inventory, the most highly trained and dedicated staff. All-Phase Electric Supply. We deliver what you need, when you need it. All-Phase Electric Supply. Local service all across America.
Junior Senior High School, restoring faith in education.
We're back here and we'll get a look at Donald Patrick's block to set up the fast break.
It was straight up. Great block. This wide receiver speed. Again, the layup was under duress, but Kraus there for the putback.
Hazleton area with their biggest lead of 7. Coughlin with the basketball, trying to cut into that deficit. McLaughlin finds Napkori. His jumper off the mark. Rebounded by Veet.
Strong rebound, Jonathan Veet.
Looks like Coughlin in a man-to-man. Kraus takes
Nice
Lucchino.
move.
Shot no good. Rebounded by Slorowski.
Great first step move there. Cougars stay in their matchup.
McLaughlin on the wing. Trubachkovsky inside to Slorowski. And a pass is stolen by Kraus. Bobby Broyan gives to Chris Live.
If you wanted to teach somebody how to play a matchup zone, they take a tape of this game and show it, because that's what this is. Picture perfect textbook matchup zone.
Broyan gets it out to Live. Dishes to Veet. His three is good. Second three for Jonathan Veet. Lead is 10.
So that'll change the defense in a hurry. Coach Quinn's gonna have to go straight defense somehow. Get away from that boxing one.
McLaughlin on the wing, looks for Napkori. Under a minute remaining in the first half, 19-9 Hazleton area. Lucchino to McLaughlin, swings to Bichkowski, a kick is called against Jonathan Veet.
Good defense though.
Two substitutions, Hooks, and also checking into the game, Paul Verskoskis. As they replace McLaughlin and Slorowski. So a smaller lineup for Coach John Quinn.
Looks like he might be holding for the last shot of the half.
Napkori on the wing, looks to take it against Broyan. His runner off the backboard, good. Napkori with 6 to lead the Crusaders.
Tough drive.
We talked about this rivalry. Scott Napkori through many of these Coughlin Hazleton area battles.
He's been starting since he's a sophomore.
Kraus will drive, dish out. Broyan has it go off his knee, and it's out of bounds. And it'll be Coughlin basketball. It looked like Jason Kraus had a clear path, but he wanted to take more time off the clock. The Hazleton area turnover. 3.9 seconds remain for Coughlin to cut into this 8-point deficit.
And he was told hold for one shot, and
Hazleton area goes man-to-man. Verskoskis, his shot, no good, rebounded by Veet. We are at the half. It is 19-11. Hazleton area in the lead. We'll look for Tim Thompson. He's going to try to grab Coach Bruce Live quickly for an interview. Hazleton area off the scoring of Veet and Kraus with 10 and 9 apiece. And we're not going to be able to get that interview. So the score at the half, Cougars up 8.
Area's largest electrical inventory, the most highly trained and dedicated staff. All Phase Electric Supply. We deliver what you need, when you need it. All Phase Electric Supply. Local service all across America.
Junior Senior High School, restoring faith in education.
We are back here live at the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium. Hazleton area in the lead, 19-11. And a young man by the name of Chad Wallace, 9 years old, attends the McAdoo-Calares Elementary School. He has been the poster child for Helping Hands for 2 years, and he's also been the Helping Hands ambassador for 2 years. Just returned to McAdoo-Calares Elementary School last week after being in the hospital in Philadelphia, in a children's hospital. But right now, Chad is with Tim Thompson. And Tim, go ahead.
Donald Patrick and Donald Patrick.
Okay, tell me now, who's your favorite team you're rooting for tonight?
Cougars.
The Cougars?
Yeah.
All right, now who's your favorite player?
Donald Patrick and...
Okay.
Donald Patrick and number 33.
Number 33?
Yeah.
What do you like about the game tonight?
What I like about the game tonight is because they're making it in and they're concentrating.
Very good. Well, thanks for taking time to talk to us. Back to you, Marty and Joe.
Thanks a lot, Tim. And I'll tell you, it looked like Chad was becoming very comfortable over there. I think I'm going to have to start fearing for my job now.
Well, not you, I maybe. Quite a story, the young man. He had some serious surgery down at the Children's Hospital. It's a great story, Dr. Shepperson, and he's a very good fan of the school board and Dr. Shepperson, and they had lunch with him, the school board and she, before he went for his surgery. It's a really good human interest story, and he really does watch the news and media. He wants to be a TV newscaster of some sort.
And it's good to see Chad here at the game, and we're going to have more from the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium right after these words.
Do you believe in magic? The magic of laughter. The magic of fun. The magic of moments together. The magic of Disney Channel. Disney. The magic is what happens to you.
Meet Al D'Alessio and the friendly D'Alessio family of general vending. They're the good guys who make sure you have great coffee service at work. Plus, a full line of vending machines. Everybody loves the honest, dependable, good guys from general vending. On the job with the very best vending and coffee service 24 hours a day. Give them a call, 454-4693. 46 years of good guy service. That's general vending.
Since 1982, Dr. Wise has provided the area with complete dental services, including a full-service denture laboratory for the professional staff. Dr. Wise Denture Laboratory custom fabricates dentures utilizing the latest techniques, state-of-the-art procedures, and most denture repair and relines can be completed the same day. Your dental health and appearance is of the utmost concern to Dr. Wise and his staff. For complete dental care and denture service, visit or call Dr. Wise Dental Service for your complete dental care.
We are back here live at the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium at Hazleton Area High School, where the score, Hazleton Area leading Coughlin 19-11. And we are going to be getting a look very quickly at the Councilman Jim Shappert's halftime stats in this final matchup in the Wyoming Valley Conference between the Crusaders and Cougars, which finds Hazleton Area in the lead by 8.
There's a look at them, Marty. Look at the number of shots that Coughlin put up. They put 11 two-pointers and only 2 3-pointers. That's 13 shots and a half. That's not very many shots, especially the fact they're not taking care of the ball. Look at the turnovers, 10 turnovers with Coughlin. So when you only take 11 or 13 shots and you have 10 turnovers, that's why you're down by a score of 19-11 at halftime. And great second quarter for the Cougars. I'm sure Coach Live has to feel it's one of the best quarters Cougars had this season. Shooting 43% from the two-point area, and Jonathan Veet with 2 3-pointers for the Cougars. But the stats tell the story. 10 turnovers and only 13 shots, and that's the reason for the 8-point lead from the Cougars here at halftime.
After the sluggish first quarter, Hazleton area explodes for 14 points in the second quarter, outscoring Coughlin by 8, hence the 8-point halftime lead. And if you're head coach John Quinn, what are you telling your Crusaders as you're in the locker room preparing for the second half?
Take care of the ball better. You got 10 turnovers. Obviously, he's not happy with the offense. There's something that's not working with the offense against the matchup zone. And Coughlin's seen this matchup for years. They should be able to attack it. Something's not functioning on that offense. I'm sure he's going to try to get the kinks out. But you got to take care of the basketball. Hit the board. They have a tremendous size advantage inside, and they're actually being out hustled by the Cougars here tonight. Jason Krause is leading the way. He's been very impressive with his aggressive play, and it's contagious that it being the aggressiveness. Coughlin seems to be standing around.
Okay, and it looks like Tim Thompson has got Hazleton area head coach Bruce Live.
Coach Live, first half, our stats show they had 3 turnovers, or they had 10, you only had 3. Is that the difference in the first half?
I would say definitely our defense. They're going to try to go low now. We have to deny them low. And still stay on Nap Corey 24 and McLaughlin 11.
All right, you got a hot hand out of Veter there for a while, didn't you?
Definitely. He's hit some big shots, and we've been patient. So it's good defense and patience. Hopefully it continues. They're going to try to go low, I think.
Okay, and you're going to stop them down low.
Well, we got to deny them because they'll get us in foul trouble.
Well, good luck to you in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Marty and Joe.
Thanks a lot, Tim. There's a look at the halftime score, 19-11. Bruce Live's Hazleton area Cougars in the lead, and you heard Bruce Live. He's already thinking ahead to what John Quinn might do. He's saying he's expecting them to go inside.
I hope Quinn didn't hear that, because he's going to think that the locker room is bugged, that he knows what the offense is going to be already.
Okay, we'll have more right after this.
Penn State Hazleton, a great place to grow, providing research opportunities, advanced technology, and a quality education with a personal touch. Get involved with student life and meet new people. Call Penn State Hazleton today at 450-3000 or 1-800-279-8495.
Herb Warner started repairing autos in 1929 with a handshake and a smile. Herb passed this tradition down to his son, Harry Spatz Warner, and watching Spatz' every move was his son, Todd. Well, nowadays, Todd will have your auto up and running in no time with the same handshake and smile. That's why when it comes to Chrysler Plymouth service and sales, Warner's truly is second to none.
We're back here as a look at the Hazleton area. Just as you mentioned, the students participating, and
I wonder if Mom's pleased with the sight of some of it.
Well, I think the face paint is fine, but maybe the shirts is not highly recommended.
Santa just brought you a nice new white T-shirt, and you cut the sleeves off.
Okay, Coughlin will start in their road blue. They'll be going from right to left on your screen. McLaughlin, Lucchino, Jama, Napcori, and Mills, the original starting 5 for Hazleton area. Their original starting 5, they've gone with just the original starting 5 the whole game. Live, Broyen, Patrick, Veet, and Krause. Napcori with the basketball, the top of the key. Looks to take it, his shot off back rim, rebounded by Mills. Shot is good. First basket for Jeff Mills. It's 19-13 Hazleton area.
Ball went up quickly. Cougars just could get a body on the big guy, and he is a big lad.
Chris Live with the basketball. The scoring for Hazleton area, Jonathan Veet with 10, Jason Krause with 9, counting for all 19 Hazleton area points.
Looks like straight man, Marty, instead of the box.
Live will take a 3. Shot no good. Rebounded by Jama. Gets it to McLaughlin. Coughlin looking to run. McLaughlin looks inside to Mills. Out to Lucchino to Napcori on the wing. inside to Mills. He's got position, shot, no good, but he's fouled. He'll shoot 2. We'll see who Tom Cosin calls it on. I believe he looked at Don Patrick, and if so, that's Patrick's second.
You gotta get another look at it down low, and they're, Coach Live said they're gonna try and go down low. They're trying to post Mills up on the block down there, swing the ball, and hopefully get the smaller man on him.
And the foul was on Patrick, and as I mentioned a long time ago, the possibility of Bill Jamison, and we see him, the senior, the second senior on Bruce Leibe's Cougar basketball team, makes an appearance.
And he too, the minutes he's played, has really given Coach Live a lift here.
Offensive rebound, Napcori, put back is good. He's got 8 to lead the Crusaders, and suddenly 19-16 Hazleton area. Quick 5-0 run for the Coughlin Crusaders. Broyan's shot is blocked. Corralled by Kraus to Leib. Back to Kraus. Jonathan Veet and Chris Leib will pull it back out.
Well, what we have now is a triangle and 2, Marty. They're playing Veet and Broyan man for man. The other 3 are playing the zone.
Bill Jamison out high. Gets it to Leib. Chris Leib at the top of the key. Looking for Veet. Gets it to Jamison. Chris Leib pulls it back out. Slips down, almost has it stolen. Leib does a nice job, and he has it stolen by Napcori. Scott Napcori taking it all the way. He'll be fouled by Kraus. Napcori will shoot 2, but a good foul there by Jason Kraus.
Definitely. Make him make the 2 from the foul line. Quiddy wants an intentional foul. I don't think you're at that stage of the game where you're going to call that an intentional foul. But it doesn't hurt to ask.
You never know, you may get the call, so always bring it up, even if you know you probably won't get it.
Chapter 5 of the coach's handbook, eh? No harm in asking.
There's the leading scorer for Coughlin, Scott Napcori, now with 9. And another substitution. Chris Leib will check out. Eric Yablonski back in for Hazleton area.
Just wonder how much the ankle is bothering Chris Leib.
Napcori second in and out, no good. Lead is down to 2. Coughlin to start the half on a 6-0 run.
Worst thing that can happen when you have a sprained ankle is halftime. Everything just tightens up on it.
Looks like Coughlin back to their man-to-man. Broyan will drive, has the shot blocked out of bounds. Nice block by Jama. Donald Patrick will check back in, replacing Bill Jamison.
Obviously the defensive game plan, here's the replay. There's Broyan going in, 2 guys on. Obviously the defensive game plan is stop Bobby Broyan. They try to get to him again, and a steal by Coughlin.
Lucchino on the steal, a sophomore point guard for Coughlin. Gets it to Napcori. He's going to drive baseline. Nice shot is up and good, and this game is tied at 19. 11 points for Scott Napcori, leading scorer in the game.
4th tie of the night.
A timeout is taken by head coach Bruce Leib. We'll see what he'll take, and he is going to take a 20-second timeout. So John Quinn's Coughlin Crusaders with 2 full and a 20 left. Bruce Leib with 3 full and a 20 remaining. And with this game tied in the 3rd quarter, that's a very key stat as we get down near the end of the ball game.
Cougars have yet to score here in the 3rd quarter. Here's the drive by Napcori. What great drive. Reverse layup. Uses the basket to shield himself from Patrick. Nice drive. 3-year starter for Coach Quinn's Crusaders.
And Coach Quinn talked to us about the fever beforehand, and it doesn't really seem to be bothering Scott Napcori. 11 points to lead the Crusaders, as we mentioned, leading scorer on the season for Coach Quinn's Crusaders. Game is tied at 19. Donald Patrick in the corner to Leib. Gets it to Patrick. He'll take the jumper. Shot no good. Battle for the rebound. It's controlled by Jama. Coughlin looking the run. Lucchino back to McLaughlin. And a foul is going to be called by Tom Cosin. And I believe it's on Donald Patrick. And if so, that'll be his 3rd.
Called it on Kraus.
It's going to be on Kraus, his second, and the team third. So Kraus and Patrick with 2 apiece for Hazleton area. Jama inside shot, no good. Second shot is good. Coughlin regains the lead on Jama's first basket of the night.
First lead since 3 minutes of the first quarter for the Crusaders. Again, the Cougars have yet to score here in the third period.
Coughlin has exploded on a 10-0 run to start the second half. Kraus on the wing, looks inside to Patrick. Gets it out to Lai, but it goes out of bounds. A Hazleton area turnover. Coughlin takes over, trying to build on a 2-point lead with 4:14 remaining in the third quarter.
Let's give Coach Quinn some credit. He's taken Jonathan Veet away from the Cougars here in the second half. Veet had 10 points at halftime. He has not been able to get an open shot here in the second half.
Lucchino looking for Napkori. He finds him. McLaughlin. Jama, and he's going to be called for the charge. Chris Live taking it, and that'll be Jama's second.
Good defense from Live. Get another look at it. Watch him jump in. Good position. Push off. The left arm.
And you got a good look at the forearm just pushing off on Chris Live.
No question about it. You know, I think if I were in charge, I wouldn't I'd go back to the old ladies' rules where you can only dribble 3 times. I think these kids, again, TV, whatever, just dribble the ball too much. Nice
backdoor
pass.
cut to Veet. This game is tied at 21.
Nice pass, Donald Patrick. Our 5th tie of the ball game.
Joe Bachkowski is checked in for Coughlin, replacing Jama. Napkori will take a 3. Off front rim, rebounded by Kraus. Bobby Broyan looking to run. Dishes out to Patrick. His shot from the corner, the wing. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Bachkowski. Gets to Napkori. 1-on-4.
Good deed, Patrick. Real good defense.
Napkori finds Mills in the lane. Shot is good. Coughlin regains the lead. Mills with 5 all in this quarter.
But Patrick stopped the dribble drive and didn't get any help on the backside. But this is what you expected from Cougar Crusader basketball. 2-point ball game with 2:40 left in the third quarter.
Jason Kraus in the corner. And he's called for a travel by Bruce Weinstock. We're going to look at Jonathan Veet's backdoor cut.
There it is. Textbook again. Back screen. There it is. And the lob from Patrick. All in one motion. Great, beautiful play. Nice back screen. I didn't see who set the back screen.
Napkori at the top of the key. To Lucchino. McLaughlin.
Notice a lot more movement from Coughlin here in the second half.
Bachkowski looking for Mills. Has it knocked away by Broyan. Hazleton area on the run. Jonathan Veet, and he'll pull it back out to Broyan. Over to Live. Fakes the 3. Dishes to Patrick. Shot is good. This game is tied at 23 on the first basket by Patrick.
6th tie of the ball game.
Senior Roman McLaughlin with the basketball gives to the sophomore Lucchino as they listen to instructions from head coach John Quinn. Bachkowski at the top of the key for McLaughlin. Finds Napkori, who gets it to Lucchino for 3. Shot no good, and a tip by Bachkowski, but a loose ball foul is going to be called against Coughlin. Bruce Weinstock rules against Jeff Mills.
Good call. Donald Patrick again, good inside position. Here comes Live's dribble drive off to Patrick. Finger roll for the All-State wide receiver.
And he had the appropriate number for the finger roll. George Gervin, the old number 44.
Oh, Iceman cometh. Question, maybe probably not in. Why would, if you're Coughlin, you got back in the ball game by up-tempo, a lot of movement, why would you stop all of a sudden? Last minute of this quarter, they've kind of stood around and haven't done what they did when they came out in the beginning of the quarter.
Chris Live with the basketball. To Kraus, the cutting Veet.
Nice.
To Kraus, and he gets it to Patrick. He wasn't ready for the pass. Chris Leib finds an opening. Shot is up off the front rim, no good. Rebounded by Nap Corey. 30 seconds remain in the third quarter. The game is tied at 23. Lucchino has the ball, go out of bounds off him. Hazleton area will take over with 27.5 seconds remaining.
Great hustle again by Jason Kraus. He was at midcourt when he saw the pass was going to come. Hustled down and forced the ball out of bounds.
I would think here Hazleton area will hold for one shot.
I think it's a safe bet.
Against the man-to-man from Coughlin. Six seconds remaining, 5.
Comes the screen for Bryan.
Bryan over Mills, shot off back rim, no good. We're at the end of the third quarter. This game is tied at 23.
Tyrone's Market, Hazleton, famous for quality fresh-cut meats. Our skilled butchers have top-of-the-line beef, pork, veal, lamb, sausage, ham, and chicken. Cut it any way you want it. Just say the word. Grind, roll, fillet, stuff, tie, debone, trim, slice, thin, thick, cube, chop, or put it on a stick. Tyrone's, we do it all with a smile. We're your complete family-owned supermarket specializing in quality fresh-cut meats. 819 Alter Street, Hazleton.
The Del Bar professionals with over 40 years experience accept the challenge to create what you specifically need. Our engineering and design departments blend their talents and experience to meet the challenges which are presented by new applications from industry. Our team not only builds, they create using the latest technology, and our craftsmen know the importance of detail to maintain the quality of our work. We are proud to serve the Hazleton area and the greater Northeast.
We are back here for the start of the fourth quarter at Hazleton Area High School. The game is tied at 23. Hazleton Area will take over possession in their home white uniforms, going from left to right on your screen. With their original starting 5 of Kraus, Leib, Bryan, Patrick, and Veet. Coughlin with their original starting 5 except one exception. Biskowski joins Lucchino, McLaughlin, Nap Corey, and Mills. Hazleton area looking to slow it down after being outscored 12-4 in the third quarter. Back to that, looks like that triangle in 2, Joe.
I think so. They're really taking Veet out of this game, which is great.
Cutting, Kraus shot no good. Rebounded by McLaughlin. And he looks to push the Crusaders. He finds Nap Corey.
Oftentimes, you talk about tempo. I think the Cougars have controlled the tempo most of the night, and that's Coughlin, I think, would be better off up-tempo game.
McLaughlin finds Nap Corey, finds Mills on the baseline. Shot is good, but an offensive foul is called by Bruce Weinstock.
Good defense again. This time, Jonathan Veet, not afraid to stick the nose in there. Here it comes again. Watch him plant the feet, take the shoulder. That can't be easy to take. Mills, a big boy. Give Veet some credit there.
There's a look at the scoring by quarters.
14 in the second quarter for the Cougars and only 4 in the third quarter, and that's why we're tied.
Still tied at 23, approaching 6.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Thank you for joining us here on WYLN. Bobby Bryan still looking for his first basket, as is Chris Leib.
And Bryan hasn't been able to breathe easily tonight. They're on top of him. They box the 1 now, the triangle in 2. And there's a pick for him.
Bryan kicks out to Leib. Shot no good, battle for the rebound. A loose ball foul is called by Bruce Weinstock. And I believe he might have called that on Donald Patrick, but we'll wait and see.
I think you're right. You can't, there's the replay on the offensive board there. Call Patrick over the top.
That's Donald Patrick's 3rd, the team 4th of the second half. Scott Nap Corey thought about taking the jumper, finds McLaughlin cutting.
Nice pass.
Coughlin regains the lead, 4 points for Roman McLaughlin.
Real nice pass.
Bobby Broyan being guarded by Lucchino. He's going to take a three. Shot off back rim, rebounded by Napcori. And he looks to run with the Crusaders. Gets it to McLaughlin. In the corner to Lucchino, who finds Napcori baseline. His runner in the lane, shot no good. Battle for the rebound. A loose ball foul called against Jeff Mills, and that'll be his third.
And again, the coaches can't be upset because now they've made the same call on both ends of the court. And that's all as a coach that you ask for, is consistency. And here it is again, the off-balance shot by Napcori, and they obviously foul on Mr. Mills. Yep, here comes the freshman in the ball game for the Cougars, Jay Grabelny. Had a great game up at Tunkhannock Friday night.
Jay Grabelny replacing Jason Krause.
He's in there for one reason, Marty.
Shoot the threes. Bobby Broyan unsuccessful so far tonight, 0 for 7. We thank the councilman for the stats.
Might be pressing just a bit now. He's only a sophomore, remember, and this box-in-one defense can make you talk to yourself.
Patrick looked for Veet inside, had it stolen by Bechkowski. Jamacek back in, replacing Mills for Coughlin. So a smaller lineup for head coach John Quinn, as Mills sits down with foul trouble.
Now we play a little bit of 1-4. This is the old Georgetown stall.
Jama at the foul line, looks to drive. Shot is good. Lead is up to 4.
Biggest lead of the ball game for Coughlin.
A timeout is called by head coach Bruce Leib. We'll see what he'll take. And it's going to be a full timeout. Coughlin leads by 4.
Meet Al D'Alessio and the friendly D'Alessio family of general vending. They're the good guys who make sure you have great coffee service at work. Plus, a full line of vending machines. Everybody loves the honest, dependable, good guys from general vending. On the job with the very best vending and coffee service 24 hours a day. Give them a call, 454-4693. 46 years of good guy service. That's general vending.
Hey, everybody's meeting at the base. The third base, that is. See, they know you get the tastiest hoagies, sandwiches, and salads in town at the base. That's the third base. Look, there's Mom. She started the business. That's her son Dave doing the cooking. And his wife Tina. They have over 58 kinds of hoagies and sandwiches. Cold cuts, cheesesteaks, meatballs, you name it. All delicious. That's why, for over 49 years, everyone goes to the base. The third base.
We are back here at Huey McGeehan Gymnasium, and here's a look at Marvin Jama's drive to the basket.
Beat the freshman on the dribble, up and under.
After the timeout, both teams with 2 full and 1:20 remaining. Hazleton area has been outscored 16-4 in this second half, and Coach Quinn really inspiring his players. They've come out playing very inspired basketball in the second half.
They did what they had to do, and that was get Jonathan Veet out of the ball game offensively, and they've done that with the triangle and 2.
Chris Leib is going to be bumped. A foul is called. Tom Cosin calls it. We'll see who it's on.
It's team foul number 5 for Coughlin.
It's going to be on Roman McLaughlin, his second and the team 5th. Jama checks back out as Mills returns. The big 6'7" senior with 5 points so far tonight.
Cougars should use the basket here, Marty.
Chris Leib will drive and dish to Patrick. Patrick's layup off the front rim. Rebounded by Bechkowski.
Great pass on the dribble penetration.
Under 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Coughlin up 4. And Hazleton area showing a man-to-man. And Krause very tight D on Napcori, and Napcori looks to be a little frustrated.
Scorers get that way sometimes when you play them tough D. And Jason Krause, very, very aggressive. Not to the liking of Napcori.
So the foul trouble, Patrick and Kraus for Hazleton area with 3 fouls apiece. Mills with 3 for Coughlin. And Jama will check back in, replacing Mills. As I would think that John Quinn might look to try to spread it out a little bit here.
I think you might be right. And he's really shuffled his play. Another great, that's the 3rd offensive foul that the Cougar defense has picked up.
Two taken by Chris Live.
Coach can't be upset with the defense. It's the offense that has kind of gone south here in the second half.
Michael Lucchino, his first in team 6. Mills checks back in for Jama. And here's a look at the charge taken by Live.
Your textbook, get the feet. You play defense with your feet. You got to beat the ball, not the man. And that's what Chris Live did on that play.
It looks like Coach Quinn's starting to play a little defense in his substitutions.
You're very observant there, Mr. Burns. Exactly. I think that's what's happening.
Bryan will take a 3 off front rim, doesn't get the roll. A rebound by Mills, and a jump ball is called, arrow in Coughlin's direction. So Coughlin will try to build on a 4-point lead with 3:24 remaining. Roman McLaughlin looking to bring it up against Bobby Bryan.
Here comes a replay on the foul, the jump ball rather.
And Bobby Bryan with good D. Steals, gets it to Patrick. Over to Live, shot is up. No good, tip no good. Patrick's second shot, in and out, no good. Patrick will go to the line to shoot 2.
Good work from Bobby Bryan on the floor, digging that ball out. Here's the attempt, the tap up. Patrick again with the rebound. There's the foul. Just can't get it to fall.
Lucchino picked up his second. Coughlin is over the limit, but Patrick will shoot 2. First shot is good. He's got 3. Lead is cut to 3. And Marvin Jama checks back in, replacing Jeff Mills. Coughlin lead is cut to 2.
Nice form on the foul shots from Donald Patrick.
A little full court pressure from Hazleton area. And a timeout is called by John Quinn. A 20-second timeout, and I think he wants to see what he wants to do against the man defense from Hazleton area.
The only, from a coaching standpoint, now you have to get the ball in bounds. His team is right in front of him, but again, he's been doing that in a long time, so not questioning his ability. But now you get the ball in bounds, and tough D from the Cougars could cause a turnover here for the Crusaders.
I would think this might even be, you've shown that you're willing to spread it out. This might even be time for the home run, try to get somebody cut into the basket.
You could very well be right. Watch the out of bounds play, and that's exactly what they're setting up for. Watch the pick, and the last guy in the row is going to go long, or second guy in the row is going to go long.
Napcori, either that or they'll inbound it, and Napcori may go deep, but they're just willing to inbound to Lucchino. He's guarded by Chris Live, the battle of the sophomore guards. Roman McLaughlin, the senior.
Remember, you got a 5-second count now that's called pretty quickly anymore. There it is.
And a 5-second call. Coughlin turnover. Tom Cosin with the call. Hazleton area basketball. They'll try to tie or possibly take the lead with a 3.
Key turnover here with 2:37 to go in the ball game.
Here's a look at it. The defense of Donald Patrick.
Comes up big on that defensive end. Again, with that 5-second call, if you're being played closely, you got to make some kind of move to the basket.
Jumper in the corner from Patrick, no good. Coughlin with the basketball. Napcori thought about taking it to the basket, but he'll bring it back out. And John Quinn, I believe, is taking another timeout. This one will be a full, and quickly John Quinn's Coughlin Crusaders is left with 1 full timeout.
He called the timeout strictly to go after the official. You don't need that right now. Get in the huddle with your team, coach. He didn't like the 5-second call.
John Quinn's Coughlin Crusaders up 2 over Bruce Live's Hazleton area Cougars. Very low scoring 4th quarter.
If you like home runs, you're not enjoying this ball game. If you like the pitcher's duel, that's what you got here on the basketball floor.
Scoring summary for Coughlin. Scott Napcori, the only player in double figures for the Crusaders, with 11. Jeff Mills with 5. Jama and McLaughlin with 4 apiece. Hazleton area, it's very simple. Jonathan Veet with 12, Jason Krause 9, Donald Patrick with 4. Adds up to the Cougar 25 total points. And absent his guards Chris Leib and Bobby Broyan, and kudos to John Quinn and his defensive planning. Both Leib and Broyan have yet to hit the scoreboard.
And again, Broyan was 0 for 9 or 0 for 10, something like that. He hasn't really had an easy where he can set his feet type jump shot. And he is a set type shooter. And that's what the defense has done to him here tonight.
Scott Knapp-Corey to inbound, finds McLaughlin. He'll take it to the basket. Shot is good. Lead back to 4. McLaughlin with 6.
I wonder if that's one of no, good shot type thing from the coach, because it appeared as if Coach Quinn would rather keep it out, play some keep away.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Hazleton area trails by 4. Leib with the basketball, brings it out to the top. Finds Broyan. Broyan guarded by Lucchino. Looks inside to Veet. He's double teamed. Shot is good. Jonathan Veet with 14 to lead the Cougars.
Foul on Broyan, I think. Maybe that's where you got to go. You got to go down low to Veet.
Fouls on Broyan, his first, but the team's 6th. Here's a look at Jonathan Veet's post-up move.
Good head fake, goes up strong. Nice play.
Jeff Mills has replaced Jama for the Coughlin Crusaders. And a foul by Veet will send Bachkowski to the line. That's only Veet's first, but the team's 7th.
It'll put Coughlin into the bonus and trying to see what percentage here. Who's your best one? 60%. Guess who? That's who they fouled. Good scouting report there. You foul the lowest shooter. And
1-and-1 off front rim, no good. Rebounded by Patrick. Gets it to Leib. Under a minute and a half remaining in the fourth quarter. Hazleton area trails by 2. Bobby Broyan with the basketball. Looks to drive the lane, and a foul is going to be called. We'll see who Tom Kosen calls it on. But Bobby Broyan will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. It's on Lucchino, his 3rd, the team 8th. Broyan will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Here's a look at it.
Dribble drive, reach in from the defense. And taught not to reach. Broyan now have 1-and-1 with nobody in his face. First time all day he's shooting the ball without a hand in his face.
Jeff Mills sits down. Marvin Jama back in the offensive-defensive substitution. Broyan's first is good. He's on the scoreboard. Lead is cut to 1. Bobby Broyan doesn't get the second off back rim, so it's 29-28 Coughlin. They got the rebound and control the basketball. Lucchino being guarded by Leib. To Knapp-Corey, last minute of play in the fourth quarter. And a block is called against Krause. Scott Knapp-Corey will go to the line, and Jason Krause now with 4.
But a good foul because you have to stop the clock. You're under a minute. You're down by 1. It's a close call.
And again, Mills in for Jama.
You're under a minute. You can't be real picky as to who you're going to foul.
Knapp-Corey hits the first. He's got 12. Timeout situation, Coughlin with just 1 full timeout remaining. Bruce Leib has 2 fulls and a 20 remaining for his Cougars. Knapp-Corey's second off back rim, but a rebound for Knapp-Corey. And a loose ball is controlled by Broyan. He quickly calls timeout, and it's going to be taken. We'll see what Bruce Leib will take, a 20 or a full, but great hustle by Bobby Broyan. And it's going to be a full timeout. So Hazleton area will be down to a full and a 20. John Quinn has a full remaining. Here's a look.
Here it is again. What's the ball on the floor? Quick thinking. Broyan got the timeout. What Quinn is upset about is that Broyan apparently did not have control of the basketball.
It did look like when he jumped on the basketball, it did squirt out there. And
I don't know,
It's the referee's judgment, and
is it
whether he
see if Joe DeMelfi were here, he could explain in detail.
Well, he'd tell you that the ground can't cause the fumble.
That's true.
Because he would have told us that Broyan would have been down already and the ground could not cause the fumble.
Knee was down first. Those football guys, you know.
30-28, Coughlin in the lead over Hazleton area. In the fourth quarter of this Wyoming Valley Conference regular season finale at the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium. Coughlin will come out on defense with Mills, Bichkowski, Napcori, McLaughlin, and Lucchino. Hazleton area, Kraus, Feet, Lai, Broyan, and Patrick.
They're putting the ball in Broyan's hands. See if he can create some offense. Now he passes to the point guard line.
Hazleton area can tie or take the lead with a 3.
What do you want to do, Marty? Do you want to go for the last shot, or do you want to tie it up and then take your chances?
I think you tie it up and you play defense. You played pretty good defense here in the fourth quarter.
I agree.
Vibes layup is no good. Contested by Mills, controlled by Napcori. He's going to bring it into the front court. He finds Bichkowski. His shot no good. Rebounded by Kraus. And he's fouled by Bichkowski. Jason Kraus will go to the line for a 1-and-1. 18.8 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
What else could you expect? Here's the rebound. Shot again. I'm sure Coach Quinn didn't want it. There's a rebound by Kraus, the reach in, and the foul. Jason Kraus will shoot 1-and-1.
Bichkowski's first, the team 9th. This will be the last time Hazleton area will shoot 1-and-1 on the night. Jason Kraus with 9 points in the game. The senior. First shot does not get the roll. Rebound by Patrick out to Broyan. His shot in and out, and he gets the roll. The game is tied.
Oh, baby doll. We're going OT.
Coughlin has 1 timeout remaining. They're not going to take it. Lucchino's drive. No good, and it's going to be knocked off Hazleton area. Coughlin basketball. Coughlin will take their last timeout with 2.3 seconds remaining. The game is tied at 30. Coach Quinn looking for a foul, but he gets quickly back in the huddle to set up this out-of-bounds play with 2.3 seconds remaining. 30-30, and what a clutch shot by Bobby Broyan.
And we almost thought it wasn't going to drop. You know, it was in and out.
And you got to give great credit to the hustle of Donald Patrick saving it to Broyan.
You're right. They missed the close layup. Patrick kept the ball alive, batted back into Broyan, who was able to drive on the baseline.
And what are you going to do if you're John Quinn here on an out-of-bounds play?
Is it Coughlin's ball?
It's Coughlin's ball out underneath their own basket.
Well, hopefully he has a magical play in the playbook that he'll get an easy layup.
I would probably think the senior leading scorer, Scott Napcori,
I would expect to see maybe a timeout from Hazleton after they see the lineup here.
Bill Jamison is in the game. Chris Leib is out. Broyan on McLaughlin, Kraus on Napcori, a man-to-man for Hazleton area.
Again, watch not the shot, but watch the rebound.
Napcori, his shot at the horn, no good. We are going to overtime.
Tough defense on the inbounds play. That straight man-to-man this time. Again, Coach Leib switched his defense. Instead of playing the matchup zone, came out straight man in the out-of-bounds play.
And what else would you expect from this great rivalry? But why not play an extra session?
You're right.
30-30 at the end of 4 quarters. We'll play overtime.
If you were writing the script, it would probably come out this way. Exactly the same way.
We're going to get a look at Bobby Broyan's shot that sent this game into overtime. Again, great hustle by Patrick.
There's the save, the great save by Patrick into Broyan. Actually changed. Whoa, that's a great shot. There it is, out, back in. You know, remember Richie Ashburn's quote of 2 weeks ago, the Cougars have been snake bit most of the season. Maybe the venom has gone away. That was a great move of Broyan. But again, give Patrick and Jason Kraus an awful lot of credit here tonight. Great defense, hustled both of them, able to keep the Cougars in this ballgame.
A 4-minute overtime session. We'll jump it up again. Bichkowski, Mills, Lucchino, McLaughlin, and Napcori. Hazelton area will go with their original starting five of Patrick, Kraus, Veet, Leib, and Broyen. Patrick and Mills to jump.
Each team will get one additional timeout.
Mills does not get the tap. Broyen controls for Hazelton area, going from left to right.
A little bit of a flex 1-4 set that time from the Cougars.
A look inside for Veet. It goes off Hazelton area. It'll be Coughlin basketball. 3:47 remaining in overtime. Hazelton area in a man-to-man now. McLaughlin being doubled.
Good defense from the Cougars.
A jump ball is called. It'll remain Coughlin basketball underneath their own basket. 3:37 remaining in overtime. Game is tied at 30.
Broyen got beat on the dribble drive, but there was help from Patrick and Kraus, and Broyen came back to tie up the ball.
Hazelton area now into his zone.
Almost didn't get it in.
Timeout is called by Coughlin. And it's going to be a full timeout, and I'll check with the councilman, but I think Coughlin may be out of timeouts again. And they are.
They're done. How many does Hazelton have, Jim? Cougars have 2.
And Coach Leib has a full timeout and a 20 left in his bag. But Coughlin out of timeouts.
Which is, it puts some pressure on the Coughlin kids now. You can't call the timeout to put a play in or whatever. You got to hope that Mr. Quinn is lecturing there. Professor Quinn making his point. But he's got to rely on the Hazelton area timeout to do something with his team. Mr. Quinn's sweating a little bit there.
Well, it's a little warm in the building with...
not as warm as yesterday.
No, not as warm as yesterday. We like to remind you that Wyoming Valley West Hazelton area swim meet will be seen a week from tonight at 8 o'clock right here on WYLN.
It's rather warm.
Mills almost has it stolen, but he gets it out to McLaughlin. Over to Bichkowski. Lucchino.
Cougars in the matchup, as they've been 95% of the ball game. Here's your overload, Marty, that you talked about earlier in the game.
McLaughlin will pull it back out, and Coughlin might be content to just let it ride for one shot, and a whistle by...
You just noticed that the possession arrows wasn't changed after the... One of the fans behind me, I heard say that 2 minutes ago.
Very alert. Now the bad break for Coughlin. Yeah. They got to inbound the basketball, but Nap Corey quickly comes to it, but Hazelton area looks like they've come out man-to-man.
Again, Coach Leib is notorious for changing defenses late in the ball game after a timeout. And that's what you see.
McLaughlin looks to take Broyen, and a block is called. We'll see if they'll count the basket. No basket is called, no basket, but McLaughlin will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1, and that's against Kraus. I think he's fouled out.
He also banged his head real hard on the floor. Here's a replay. Tough call. And Bruce Weinsteck doesn't have the advantage of instant replay like we do. That was a real close call either way. Jason Kraus, what a heck of a game he played.
Fouled out of his last home game here at the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium, and we'll get a look at Kraus's head bouncing off the court.
There it is. Ouch. He may not know where he is at the moment, and Mike Brzezinko, probably the best trainer I've ever seen in my life, over checking him out.
Eric Yablonski checks in for Kraus. Kraus finishes the night with 9.
But how many hustle, rebounds, and defensive positions did he put up there tonight?
Roman McLaughlin hits the first. Coughlin back in the lead, 31-30. McLaughlin with 7. Look to give the Crusaders an 8-point lead. He does. 32-30, Coughlin in the lead. Under 3 minutes remaining in overtime.
Coughlin's biggest lead of the ball game, Marty, was 4 points. Cougars at one time were up by 10.
Chris Leib back out top. Setting up the offense. Gets it to Broyen. His nice jumper move for 3 is good. Hazelton area in the lead.
Great move by Bobby Broyen. He faked as if he were going to dribble, drive, step back behind the three-point line, and again, probably his first really open shot here of the ball game. That was an excellent offensive move from Broyen.
All of a sudden, Bobby Broyen with 6. They're being shut out in the first 3 quarters. And McLaughlin to Lucchino. He's going to drive and dish out to McLaughlin. His 3 is good. Coughlin back in the lead. McLaughlin in double figures with 11.
Wow.
2-point lead for Coughlin, under 2 minutes to play. Broyen will try another 3. This time no good. And it's going to remain Hazleton area basketball. It was tipped on the way up. Marvin J. Moe check in, replacing Mills.
Coach Quinn is...
A timeout is taken by head coach Bruce Leib. We'll see what he'll take. And it's going to be a full timeout. So he is down to a 20. And that's all the timeouts remaining to either squad. Hazleton area trails 35-33 in overtime. Very balanced scoring for Coughlin. Napcori with 12, McLaughlin with 11. Hazleton area 14 for Veet. Jason Krause, second leading scorer on the game, fouled out with 9. Bobby Broyen is next on the floor with 6. What kind of strategy are you looking for from both coaches here?
Well, I don't know what Coach Leib has in mind. I'm sure Coach Quinn is going to go stay with that triangle and 2 defense. You want to keep the ball out of Bobby Broyen's hands and Jonathan Veet. The Cougars do have the ball inbounds underneath their own basket. You're reminding your team, watch if you're going to play man, watch the back screens. I'm sure Coach Leib has a set play here for underneath the basket.
Both teams break the huddle. Hazleton area in their white uniforms. Coughlin in their road dark blue. Quickly, Jeff Mills checking back in, replacing Jama. It almost looks like a man defense set up here from Coughlin.
Cougars in that straight line. They just want to get the ball inbounds. Tough pass.
Battle on the floor is recovered by Bechkowski. Pushes it ahead. And a jump ball is called and the arrow point to Hazleton area. Minute and a half remaining in overtime. 35-33 Coughlin.
Here again, watch the ball on the floor, and you'd expect the all-state wide receiver to dive after it. There he goes. Fumble. I thought maybe the Cougars would set up a play. They were just interested in getting the ball inbounds on that inbounds play. Still man-to-man on Broyen and Veet.
They look inside for Veet. It's knocked away. McLaughlin on the steal. I would think Coughlin will pull it back out. We approach 1 minute remaining in overtime. 1:10 to be exact.
We thought that twice in the regulation, Marty, and they went to the basket.
Lucchino had a chance to get by Leib.
They're playing keep
and he's going to be fouled by Leib. That'll be his second and the team 10th. So sophomore Michael Lucchino will go to the line to shoot 2. And minute 1 remaining in overtime. 35-33 Coughlin.
Both teams will be shooting 2 foul shots from here on in. Take some pressure off the shooter, especially young sophomore.
First shot no good, but Lucchino on the season leading free throw shooter for Coughlin at 83%. Second shot is good. Lead is 3. Last minute of play in overtime. 36-33 Coughlin.
He had the open shot there.
Broyen to Leib. Leib gets it to Broyen. And a timeout is called by Hazleton area.
Broyen had a pretty good look there on that right before the timeout. But...
And it's going to be a full timeout. And it looks like quickly Jay Grabelny checking in. We'll see who he's replaced, but looks like Coach Leib is going to play for the tie right here instead of trying to get the quick basket and playing the 2-for-1.
He does have that choice. We shall see. But again, Grabelny's in there for one reason only. He's the three-point shooter as a freshman.
Be interesting to see who he takes out. Maybe possibly Patrick. Go small and have Veet as your low player. Go with a lineup of possibly Grabelny, Leib, Bryan.
Might be Yablonski.
Yablonski, or unless he took Yablonski out, that could be also. And I would think that you're John Quinn, you're just saying defend the three-point line, but don't foul.
Well,
you could foul.
Maybe we foul.
But don't foul in the act of shooting.
Yeah. It's great to tell a 15-year-old kid. But that might be the strategy. Foul them, put them on the foul line for 2, and you're still up by 1, and you can hold the ball, and the Cougars would have to foul in order to stop the clock.
The only thing that might be against that strategy, 42.9 seconds, a lot of time remaining in overtime.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of time.
So let's see what the coaches have decided on both sides. Leibel inbound. Grabelny did come in for Yablonski. Chris Leibel take a timeout. Wasn't able to inbound the ball. And a 20-second timeout, and that's it. Both teams have used up all their timeouts here in overtime. 42.9 seconds remaining, 36-33. Coughlin in the lead, trying to secure the number 6 seed. Loser will get the number 7 seed in District 2 play, which will begin next week. We ask you to...
Is it next week already?
It'll be next week. We ask you to tune into WYLN. We'll advertise which game we'll be showing you because we don't know the matchups and sites as of yet. So just stay tuned to WYLN for the matchups of next week's district playoffs. Chris Leib with the basketball, under 40 seconds. Gets it to Bryan. He'll take a 3. Shot off the mark. Battle for the rebound is controlled by Bryan. His shot is no good. Again. Offensive rebound, no good.
Again,
another offensive rebound. And a foul is going to be called on the floor. But great hustle by Bobby Bryan. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Persistence, looking for the 3. He's going to dribble, drive. Shot should have been fouled there. Again, looking for the 3-point play. Again. So now he gets 2 shots. We're down to 26 seconds.
Foul was on Joe Bachkowski, his second, team 10th for Coughlin. So Bryan with 6 points will go to the line to shoot 2. 26 seconds remain. First shot, no good. Eric Yablonski checks back in for Jay Grabelny. Marvin Jama in for Jeff Mills. Second shot is good. Bryan with 7, lead is cut to 2. And Patrick quickly fouls. He now has 4 fouls. Jama, a 63% free throw shooter, but 7% better than the man he replaced, Mills.
Again, credit the scouting report because they knew who to go after to get that quick foul to stop the clock. 25.2 seconds. And it is 2 shots.
Jama with 4 points for the senior. He'll shoot 2. Try to make this a 2-possession game. First shot, no good. So no matter what Jama does here, it'll still be a 1-possession game for Hazleton area.
Make sure you get a body on those guys inside.
Jama's second rolls in, and Jeff Mills will check in replacing Jama. So Hazleton area trailing by 3 with 25.2 seconds remaining. Chris Leib will bring up the basketball. Man-to-man from Coughlin. Patrick in the corner, back to Leib. Off the Veet screen. To Yablonski to Bryan.
They got a screen for him. They got to get him an open shot. Somebody's got to
Yablonski will take the 3 off front rim. Rebounded by Mills. He'll be fouled by Patrick, and Patrick is fouled out.
And Yablonski has no choice. He's got to take that shot. It's the open shot. You're down to under 7 seconds. He's got to take the shot. Obviously, we know we're going to give it to Bobby Bryan. Great game by Donald Patrick. Good hustle. Tough D.
Donald Patrick will sit down. Bill Jamison checks in. And if Jeff Mills hits just 1 of 2, this game is just about over. 2 seconds remain. 37-34 Coughlin. Mills, the big senior, with 5 points on the night. First shot, no good.
Another rule that I would make if I were in charge is that fans don't leave if you don't leave before the 4th quarter, you sit. This is ridiculous trying to finish a ball game, and you have mass exodus here.
Mills gets the second. Lives shot at the horn, no good. The game is final. Coughlin wins 38-34. They have swept Hazleton area on the season. They will be what we believe to be a 6th seed in the District 2 tournament, which will begin next week. Hazleton area will be a 7, but we'll wait and see what the matchups will be. And we're going to wait and see if Tim Thompson will try to get a interview with the winning head coach, John Quinn. So we'll stay right here.
Again, you could not have written a more perfect script for a Coughlin Hazleton area basketball game. It had everything, including overtime. You had a second quarter where the Cougars scored 14. You have a third quarter where they scored only 4, and Coughlin picked up the scoring with 12 points in the third quarter. So it was almost scripted, as you would expect from the rivalry here at the Wyoming Valley Conference.
Scott Napcori led Coughlin with 12, Roman McLaughlin with 11. And we're going to send it over to Tim Thompson. He has winning head coach John Quinn.
Coach Quinn, quite a battle right down to the end.
Always with Coughlin and Hazleton. Bruce Leib is obviously one of the best coaches in the state, and I have total respect for him and his kids. They're going to be brutal next year. He has 2 sophomores and 2 juniors, and we just had to work. We knew that one of our major objectives was keeping his perimeter kids, especially Brian and Chris Leib, under control and trying to do the best we could with Veet. Those kids could play, and we just came in here with a game plan of trying to do as best we could with them. And anytime you play Hazleton, you have to work. You have to work incredibly hard to get shots, and I'm just so happy to get out here with a win because we respect this program so much, and Bruce and his kids and his staff.
Well, thank you.
We're elated.
Congratulations on your win tonight, and good luck in the districts.
Thank you.
Back to you, Marty and Joe.
Thanks a lot, Tim. The final score, Coughlin 38, Hazleton area 34. We'll have more from the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium right after this.